Neutral. Oh, it's both. Oh God, it's both. I love the sound effects, by the way. And Lucia's ultimate weapon. Okay. So obviously we're gonna go look into all this individually. We're not even gonna look at it right now. Those look cool though. I'm assuming this is a premium draw. A step up draw, nice. And you get a free draw right at the beginning, sick. That's cool. All right, let's see. Oh, look at that. They increased the Mako gems on these. That's interesting. That does change this a little bit, right? Because the one downside to the step up draw was that you weren't making progress towards an outfit, and outfits are really the king of this game. Like the weapons are important, but outfits are the real big thing. Ultimate weapons are also really important. And being able to spend 3,000 crystals and getting 2 pulls worth of Mako gems instead of 1 is not bad, right? It's not bad. And then after you spend enough crystals, which for what is essentially 3 pulls, you're still getting 2 of your limited medals. You're getting 60 of the Mako gems, which is 3 times, well, actually, sorry. No, that's right. That's 3 times the value. Yeah. No, that's 3 times the value, right? Because normally you would get, it's 2 times the value. Normally you, for 3 pulls, right? So 1 pull is this, 2 pull is this, 3 pull is this. You would get 30 Mako gems, right? And this one you get 60. And you get a guaranteed copy of the weapon, which is about the same as the stamp card for 3 pulls, right? You get 2 of the limit break medals, which is cool. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. That makes that a little bit better for the people who spend money on the game, right? A little bit better. Is it good? Honestly, yeah, kinda. If you're gonna go for Lucia's limit break weapon, yeah, it is. You know, obviously that's a premium thing. So if you're tight on money, or if you're unable to spend the money, like obviously don't put yourself in a position to make yourself uncomfortable or not pay your bills. You know, focus that first. And then, but yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all. First things first, we're gonna go over the aesthetics. We'll start with Cloud. I love this outfit. I'm gonna be so for real with you. I think this outfit looks cool. I think the sword looks great. I really love the sword design. I love the little cape. It looks very cool, yeah. I love this a lot. I love this a lot. It looks great. I've not played the Dragon Quest games, full disclosure. So like, I don't have a whole lot of like reference points for like the lore and the outfits themselves. But I think this armor looks really, really cool on Cloud. I do. I think it looks really good. And I'm gonna have a hard time not pulling for it. I'm gonna be totally for real with you. I am. Because it just looks cool. I just like the way that it looks, and I like Cloud. So, but the sword itself looks really cool too. And it's the right size for Cloud too. It's long enough for Cloud. Pause. And yeah, solid outfit, man. Solid outfit. Nothing bad to say about it, really. All right, let's jump into it. Erdrick sword, nailed it. Ooh, it's an AoE physical lightning weapon that gets a 50% boost against a single target, applies enfeeble to all, and lowers magic attack when HP is above 70%. With physical attack and lightning potency. Let's see what it's like where it's at OB6. OB6, we go to 610 with the 50% boost, enfeeble for all. Magic attack down goes mid to high. Okay. And then at OB10, 720%, enfeeble. And this drops to 50%, which is cool. And then still mid to high. With 62 physical attack, by the way. And then the new 42 lightning potency. This is going to be the new standard now. But 62 physical attack is a lot. So, a couple of notes. This immediately, comment welcome in. This immediately replaces Murasame, right? Like immediately. Immediately this replaces this. Because even at its worst, which is when it's in an area of effect, it is only 30% less powerful than Murasame. Yes, it is. It is the DQ collab, yep. So this is only 30% less powerful than the Murasame, which makes it immediately better because it also has enfeeble and a debuff, and it's in an area of effect. So like automatically from the get, this is just better than Murasame. Then you add in a 50% boost, right? So 50% of 720 is 360. So you have to add 360 onto that, which means it's doing 1,080% damage at a single target, which makes it significantly stronger than Murasame. And it has Enfeeble, and it has a debuff. So this is just really, really good, right? This is just really, really good. And the higher overboost this gets, the better off it's gonna be. But at 50% at 610, you're still getting up to 305, right? So you're getting up to 915. That 915 is still a significant upgrade over Murasame. You do not need to OB10 this weapon, right? The OB10 is cool. You get the debuff, you get the HP percentage down, which is good. You get obviously the huge buff to damage. You get another 100+ % to damage, which is good. Obviously the R ability increase is great. But the utility is maxed out at OB6, right? Enfeeble still at the same, it's just a duration up at OB10. But even at OB0, and this is the best part, at OB0 with the 50% boost to this, right? You're seeing a 390%, half of that is 195, which then brings you up to 585. I do that right? Yeah, 585. 585% in an area of, or for a single target is pretty good, right? It's not better than Murasame, right? It's not. And so from that point, if you are not gonna OB6 this weapon, do not go all in on this weapon, right? You can't, you just can't. Because if you're not gonna get this to OB6, you will have Murasame at higher overboost than this eventually, right? And it requires a huge investment of crystals for you with Anniversary a month away. So great weapon, very, very good. Love to see that it has Enfeeble on another offensive weapon. The debuff is a little strange to me. The magic attack debuff, I don't really understand why they're doing this on these offensive units, because that magic attack debuff is only very rarely useful, right? Like when you're bringing in, it's useful specifically for Leviathan. So if you're struggling with the Leviathan EX fight, this could be helpful, I suppose, because it lowers the magic attack of both Bahamut and Leviathan, which is cool. But yeah, it's a good weapon. It's good, not great, right? It's a great. Let me rephrase that. It's good, not excellent, right? This is a great weapon. It's a solid weapon. It does a lot of damage. It has a lot of utility. Enfeeble obviously is very important. All of those things matter, right? But it's just requires a lot of investment to be better than Murasame, and that's where I get into the weeds, right? Because we've got a lot of instances of Enfeeble in the game now at this point. Not a lot, but we've got enough where you probably have access to this. And there's some in the actual featured pool now where you can get Enfeeble onto characters relatively easily, quote unquote, right? As easily as any other gacha weapon, right? So yeah, it's a solid weapon. I'm not trying to give any like negative thoughts. However, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's solid. Let's check out the armor. Boost lightning potency on the armor is a little weird. This feels like an old banner. That's interesting. Let's see what the hero's aura is. It is just the lightning arcanum. Okay. This is okay, right? It's okay. It's not bad. I wish this was a defensive, right? I wish this was a defensive R ability versus more lightning potency. I suppose now with the 42 boost, if you get it to OB10 130 and the plus 15, this gets you over the 55 hump now, which before it didn't. So that's nice. But like, yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. I don't think it's that good. It's definitely better than his Murasame outfit. So if you're trying to get Cloud to do more in terms of like the lightning damage, if you're trying to get him to like level his lightning damage up a bit, this actually is great with his Murasame damage weapon. Like the Murasame weapon itself plays well with this, right? So like you don't have to pull hard on the weapon. You could just get the outfit and then use the outfit with Murasame, and that would be perfectly fine. Because this is clearly better than his Murasame outfit. That's not even up for debate. Like that's 100% for certain. But there are a lot of lightning sub-weapons that Cloud actually likes in his kit that I don't really think the 15 lightning potency really matters all that much. right? Because he was already wanting to hold some of those lightning sub-weapons. So yeah, it's all right, right? It's not bad, it's not great. It's somewhere in the middle. It's like a solid 6.5, right? It's good, not great. This one is good, not great. This R ability is great, right? The 50% boost, as always, right? This is awesome. 15% HP, this is great. But this 15 lightning potency is a little meh, right? It's a little meh. If this was physical defense, magic defense, this would be an auto pull if you didn't have lightning cloud or if you're struggling with lightning content in the game. This is great. And to that point, let me rephrase this in a way. If you don't have a lightning arcanum, if I ever talk about one of these banners and you don't have an arcanum of that element, that the entire conversation changes, right? My whole point here is that you likely have a lightning arcanum somewhere. We've had a couple of lightning outfits, whether it was Kate Sith's, you've Zach's Monster Hunter banner if you pulled on that one. Cloud was featured in that the 11 million download banner, so you may have gotten his outfit from that. And all I'm saying is that if you got his outfit, his Murasame outfit, that 35% is enough to warrant just being okay with that. This isn't going to be that much of a boost, is my point, right? So for Lightning Cloud in particular, is this good? Yes. Is it a necessary pull? I think no, right? I don't think so. I think it's just fine. And it's probably a good enough to just do a one pull and move on, right? That's my opinion. Moving on to Aerith, let's start with the aesthetics on this one as well. Love the shoes. That's the first thing that stood out. Look at the heels on those. That's crazy. That's crazy. Again, I don't have a reference point for the character that she is related to. So when I tell you that I feel like this dress is a little plain, don't take that with a grain of salt, because I don't have anything to compare it to, right? Outside of Aerith's other outfits in this game, which are always very vibrant and very like, you know, they're very Aerith, right? They've got a lot of like personality to them. This is literally just a white dress with a belt. So this one is fine. I love the cape. I think the cape looks great. I love the personality on the cape. See, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, right? This is great. I love this. It's simple, but look at like the intricacies, right? They actually put some detail in here with the leaves and stuff. This looks really cool. And then the headband or the tiara, crown. Yeah, crown. That looks cool. And obviously, I actually love the way the weapon looks. I think this is really cool looking. All right, let's check out the Supreme Sage's staff. We have got 480% non-elemental magic damage, AoE, 20,000 damaged magic, okay, and exploit weakness. Oh, ooh. Decreases summon gauge 100%. Interesting. I'm sure there's a reason for that, like canonically, like in the game that this is related to, that makes this make sense. But that just means that Aerith can't bring a summon ever. Which like is fine. That's fine. That's not that big of a deal. All right, let's check it out at OB. Wow, it goes from 20,000 to 40,000 at OB1. That's crazy. Is this gonna go to 80,000 flat damage? OB6. We see exploit weakness, summon gauge still decrease, 60,000, 750%. 890% in area of effect with 80,000 damage flat. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. So this is a lot of damage. I would have to calculate out kind of what the difference is here, because 890% for non-elemental damage in an AoE is actually pretty high. But 80,000 flat is a lot of damage to have on a character. The exploit weakness is fine. The duration is why that exploit weakness is really good, right? Because Yuffie's only lasts for like 30 seconds, where this Aerith one lasts for a full minute, and that's before buff debuff extension, right? Well, actually, I don't think buff debuff extension doesn't work on exploit weakness, right? I don't remember. It might. I forget. But regardless, a minute for exploit weakness is great, because it lets Aerith do all of the other things that Aerith wants to do, right? And that's the reason why that's cool. So, good weapon. Our abilities are HP and heal, which is really good for Aerith, right? Little weird on an offensive weapon with a weapon that's like clearly meant to be like a bonk and stick, but it makes for a really great offhand weapon for Aerith, who generally likes HP and heal in her offhand weapon. So the only issue here is that Aerith typically has too many important weapons to carry something like this, which makes it a little odd.
Beans?
So yeah, just to do a quick recap on this one, the exploit weakness effect itself, the percentage it gives is not impressive, okay? The featured weapon, the Rocker's Guitar for Yuffie, does 30% as well, so 30% is not a massive number. The reason why this is good is because the duration is a minute at OB10. Now, obviously, at OB6, it's still 45 seconds. That's still really high. That lasts for a really long time, which allows Aerith to do all of the things that Aerith wants to do, which means like buffing magic attack, buffing physical attack, healing, you know, all of the other things that Aerith wants to do in this game. The problem now with Aerith is that Aerith has so many weapons that I find it difficult to figure out when she'd want to have this, right? That's not a downside for the weapon. The weapon is good. It's not the best weapon in the world. It's good, right? It does really good damage. 80,000 flat damage is good, right? And for folks that are just starting the game, by the way, if you're just starting the game, having one of these will help you clear so much content. The flat damage, this knocks out probably 55 to 60% of the content on its own, just by itself. All you have to do is keep Aerith alive, essentially. But even at OB1, getting it up to 40,000, this is as good as the Bahamut Greatsword at OB10 for flat damage. Yeah, this is massive. So from that perspective, if you're new to the game, first off, welcome. Thanks for watching the video and thanks for joining in on the live stream. But if you're new to the game and you don't have one of these flat damage weapons, this is really, really good for clearing early game content very easily, right? Very easily. Most folks that have started this year, you probably have the Umbra Blade, which does a lower amount. I think it's 10,000 damage in an area of effect, and that kind of gets the job done. This is massive in comparison, massive. So overall, again, the weapon's solid. The R abilities are good. Materia slots are good. A cure-all and a heal boost slot is great. Yeah, it's solid. It's solid. Like I said, this is a good weapon. I don't think this is another. This is another one that I'm just like, I don't know how necessary, quote unquote, it is. It's good, right? And I think that if you didn't have a whole bunch of Aerith weapons, this isn't a bad one to have, right? It's not. But for Aerith, that's my point. It's like Bahamut Rod is really important. Kimura Wand, if you have it, is really important. Ganbantane, if you have it, is really important. Crimson Staff is really important. Her Bamboo Team Leader Sword is really important because it buffs water damage. There's just like, you go down the list, it's just like tick, 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 tick. It's like, what builds outside of max damage challenge builds do you really want a flat damage, non-elemental magic weapon that gives your entire team exploit weakness instead of increasing their stats? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is there. It's certainly not a bad weapon. It's certainly a good weapon. I think I just wish it wasn't on Aerith. Is that weird? I wish this effect was on somebody else, because there are other characters in this game that have more flexible weapon slots, and I just don't know how well Aerith is going to be able to slot this one in. That said, the R abilities do make it easy to slot it into like a healing build. So if you're just trying to have like, you know, Bahamut Rod and exploit weakness, it's good for that, right? And as we get more weapons in the game that, you know, buff our team's damage. So as an example, right? If you're using a wind team, right? This is a horrible example, but if you're using a wind team and Tifa is your wind damage, right? Her wind weapon is the Class President's Bracelet, right? That Class President's Bracelet gives your entire team physical attack. So you don't need physical attack on Aerith, physical attack up on Aerith. Giving her the ability to give your team exploit weakness in that case is great, because you don't need the physical attack on Aerith. Tifa's doing it for you. So as long as you're able to cover, you know, the debuffs and the additional defensive buffs that you need without losing out on that weapon slot, then you'll be fine, right? You'll be fine. So basically for pure offensive builds, it's great, right? For anything that you need Aerith to do her normal kit, which is, you know, debuffs, buffs, etc., and healing, it's difficult to find a spot to slot it in. Otherwise though, again, great weapon, great effects. It's solid. 80,000 damage, like I said, is a lot. So don't sleep on this. It's good. right? It's good. But with Aerith in particular, I struggle to find, like, it off the top of my head, right? I struggle to find builds that I would immediately want this available, right? So let's check out the outfit. We get HP all allies. Interesting. An extra 7% HP to your entire allies team and 25 flat. That's interesting. This is actually really good. An extra 7% HP is great for your entire team. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad at that at all. That's great. Sage's Wisdom, Physical Defense, and Healing Potency. Yeah, this is great. It's solid. It's solid. Aerith has a couple of great outfits. You really have to compare this to the other outfits that you have for Aerith. If you don't have one that has defensive capabilities and healing, this is great. If you do, you probably don't need it, right? That's just the easy answer with any Aerith banner going forward. You probably have Aerith's outfits to the wazoo, or at least you have one that's solid, right? And like, if you've got one that's got defensive capabilities and healing potency, then you already have one, right? You don't need another one. Is this a good outfit? Yeah, it's solid. 15% to both defenses, 15% healing potency, that's great, right? The HP all allies, sure, solid, right? Solid. Because this is an extra 7% for Aerith too, right? So it's not like she's missing out on that 15% HP that we're seeing on all these offensive outfits. She's still getting 7 and then giving her other 2 allies 7% as well. So she's still getting some HP here. So this is solid. It's a solid outfit. If you didn't have other Aerith outfits, I'd say this is a decent one to have, because this is going to be generically good, right? So if you don't have a generic Aerith outfit yet, I think this one is good enough to be one that you can just slot in and just have this on your roster. And of the two, I think this is probably the one I would pull for over the Cloud one. Again, I'm not trying to say that the Cloud outfit itself, the Cloud effect, is bad. It's not. It's good. But if you have Cloud's Arcanum already, I think you're probably fine. I don't think this is enough of a boost to Cloud's overall DPS to warrant like going for the outfit versus the Aerith outfit, which I think is just kind of generic, but still good, right? Still good. All right, so before we check out the wish list, let's check out the stamp card. We do get some memories in this one, which is interesting. You do get 2 guaranteed copies, so you get guaranteed copies of both weapons, and then obviously a full 12 stamps in order to get the outfit, and then again another 24 stamps to get both outfits. So yeah, for me this seems pretty easy. I would just get a 5-star of both weapons if you're gonna pull on the banner at all. And then if I was gonna pick either outfit, again, I would probably pick the Sage outfit over the Lightning Armor. But that's just me personally. I think that they're both around the same priority for me. I think that's it's somewhere in the middle. So I wouldn't think too hard about it. I would just grab the one that you think you like the most and run with it. For me personally, I would keep on the Cloud outfit, because I guarantee you in one of the 30,000 outfits I have for Aerith that I have something that covers HP and defense. I'm so confident that I have something that covers the healing and HP, or healing and defenses rather. Yeah, this one does, right? Yeah. If you've got Bahamut robes, you don't need that, right? This is fine. It's fine. All right, before I go over the wish list, let's go ahead and check out the new ultimate weapon, which is going to be for Lucia. All right, so we've got the Aldebaran. Nailed it. It is 2,000 physical and magic non-elemental damage, also applies HP gain. So what HP gain does is when that character acts, they restore 10% of their max HP, which is good. Also applies amplify physical abilities, which increases the physical abilities, the next physical damage effect by 30%, and then magic abilities 30% as well. So this is like, isn't this like Vincent's? Ooh, and Vincent's is higher. This is 40%. Oh, she gets 3 cast. Is that why? Is Vincent's only 2? Vincent's is only 2. Okay, that makes more sense. Never mind. It's fine. It's fine. Sorry. All right, that's still weird, but like, that's fine. So 10% less damage, but you get to cast it 3 times. That's great. Whatever, that's fine. Buff debuff extension is great. Haste boost. Oh, it just gives everybody haste at the beginning of the battle. Okay, this is great. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's good. That's good. Getting haste at the beginning of the battle is pretty good. Yeah, that's solid. Alrighty, in terms of the wish list, so for Cloud in particular, the offhand weapon for Cloud, if you don't have Locksword available, which I assume that most people either don't or do, like regardless, right? But the locksword obviously is a great offhand weapon in this case. It gives you the attack and ability potency stats. It gives you lightning potency up, which is great. Those are all great options. If you're looking for something else within his featured pool of weapons that can go in that offhand weapon, obviously you don't want Murasame here because physical attack is already capped with the new weapon. So you don't want Murasame in this build. Mystic Sword is the first thing that comes to mind. This is kind of the replacement, right? Although you're not really going to use this and the R ability or the stats are not that great for physical weapons in particular, it still gives you decent R abilities. It gives you another debuff. The magic attack is redundant, right? So that's not super necessary. You could look at Hard Edge for a physical defense decrease. Obviously the wind resist is not something that we're really excited about, but it's there. A lot of Cloud's weapons for physical, there's not a ton here that you really want to have for the lightning weapon, which is why I pulled on Locksword to begin with, so his Murasame build would be a little bit more efficient. But either one of those weapons is fine. When it comes to his sub-weapons, you're probably looking at things like the Witch's Broom. This gives attack and lightning potency, which are really solid R abilities. There are other lightning potency weapons if you wanted to go down that route as well. The one that pops off the page to me if you're looking for something defensive is in Lucia's kit. It's the SSR 1976. Gives 31 HP and 56 lightning potency at OB10. Again, physical attack stats a little bit lower, but it does give that 56 lightning potency, which is going to get you over to that level 8 break, which is where we like to be. So if you're interested in doing that, that's a decent one as well. But there's a lot of really good lightning potency options in here, even for the physical attacking stuff. If you're looking for more attack options, you can look at Shockbuster. Again, a little bit lower in the physical attack side, but it gives boost attack and boost lightning potency. You know the drill at this point. That these are all here. Anything like boost HP, like Seaside Collar is a good option as well. This one gives 616 physical attack with HP and lightning potency. That's a solid defensive weapon as well. So lots of options here. Well, there's a lot of magic options here, so try to avoid the magic ones. Obviously, stick to the attack and HP. And then obviously past that, you're looking for physical ability potency at that point. You all know the drill with the physical ability potency stats at this point. If you're looking for physical ability potency, you're looking for things like enemy launcher. You're looking, which is under Barrett's outfit if you don't have this already. At OB10, this is a great one to have at OB10. Mad Minute from Lucia is another one that does HP and 56 now, sorry, physical ability potency. So this is another great option as a sub-weapon with the higher physical attack stat. So that's a great sub-weapon option as well. Lots of great choices here. You can't really go wrong. Just make sure you're doing offensive stuff, physical ability potency, lightning potency, attack, and ability potency. Probably in that order in terms of priority. If you're pulling for Aerith, most of Aerith's options that you would want in her builds are the limited weapons that you have pulled for her over the course of the last couple months, couple years, right? More realistically, couple years. If you have not pulled for them, I'm terribly sorry. But if you have, there isn't a ton in her featured pool that is like something you'd be wanting to max out necessarily. So if you're trying to build her offensively with this new weapon, if you want this weapon to be like her offhand weapon for an offensive build while still having an AoE heal as an option, obviously you can go for her elemental weapons. There are only two that I would really focus in on. One is Egg Staff, which does a solid amount of fire damage, not a great amount of fire damage, but solid. And then the Prism Rod does 800% magic wind damage, which is fine. So both of those options are fine if you wanted to put those on there in terms of just, general wishlist items to improve Aerith's kit. In terms of her sub-weapons, she's typically carrying your supportive effects. Things like magic attack all allies, the defense is all allies, physical attack all allies, etc. So I wouldn't worry too much about the sub-weapons. This one actually gives really good R abilities for the substats that you're not really going to have to think about that too heavily. This combined with one of the limited weapons is probably going to give her most of the stats that she needs. So you're really just looking to try to get her the guild weapons, the supportive weapons for your DPSs, and stuff like that. Again, if you're looking for more of an offensive build, you can look for things like magic and magic ability potency with electro cannon for Barrett, because obviously this weapon doesn't have magic attack. It only has HP and heal. So if you're looking to do damage, you can get this one. This is a great sub weapon for magic attack. There's a couple other great options as well. You're looking for something that has a higher magic attack stat that's a little bit higher in DPS overall. Like you just try to get as much magic attack stat as you can. The Flower Vase does 62 magic attack with 42 magic ability potency. So this combined with the other one that we just mentioned, the Electro Cannon, would get her up to her maximum magic attack stat and also max out her magic ability potency. So food for thought. Well, it wouldn't max it out, right? 28 plus 21 is 49. Yeah, But yeah, so lots of great options there. If you're looking to make her offensive, that's a great way to do it. But again, if you're just trying to generically use the weapon in offhand as just like a support weapon that just goes with, you know, whatever one weapon you have with her, I think you can just throw this in and just be good. But yeah, other than that, pretty simple. For me in particular, I don't really need anything for Cloud or Aerith in the featured pool, except for maybe full throttle. So I'm going to include that just because I want it. And then the rest of these weapons on here are just going to be things that I need or things that I'm trying to pull for. I guess I'll throw maybe a Holiday Blade in there because I have an OB10 Holiday Blade yet. But yeah, other than that, man, as always, this is a limited banner. So if you're, as long as you have the means, like if you have 3,000 crystals, which I assume most everybody does or will, you should do at least one pull here. Make sure you set your wish list up. Get one pulled so you can get at least one copy of both of the weapons. That way you can upgrade them with weapon parts down the road. We will be doing our one pull. I'm just going to double check our stamp card really quick. I do think that I'd rather have Cloud's weapon and have the enfeeble effect versus having the Sage Staff. So I think I'm actually going to put both of these onto Cloud. Not that I think we're going to get a 6 stamp here, but like, you know, just in case. Whee! We did get a 2, so we do get a 5-star copy of the weapon, which is great. And again, I really don't think that that you really need to go heavy into these banners at this point. I think that these banners are solid, but I don't think they're necessary to pull on right now. And the best part of all of this is that they last for 6 weeks, right? Right? Do I have that right? Well, five-ish, right? No, 6. Yeah, 6. I was right. Because it goes until September 6th. So you don't need to make a decision today, right? That's the best part of this. You can make an informed decision. You can chill. You can do your one pull and move on. Or you can just, you know, sit out, wait for the next couple of banners to come out, and then make an informed decision then. Ooh, Hidden Fever. Let's go. And I got the Pirate Slave. Let's go. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, wait, maybe I have a 5-star copy already. This is the guaranteed copy. Thanks for the Hidden Fever video game. Oh, no, it actually wasn't. It was... It was Apology in Hell. Whatever, dude. Non-wish list item. Okay. Thanks, game. But yeah, I think that about wraps the banner review up. It's a solid banner. Both outfits and both weapons are solid. I don't think either one of them are bad. I think this is largely going to boil down to, do you need a lightning outfit for Cloud? And do you want your Aerith to deal damage, right? At the end of the day. If you want your Aerith to deal damage, it's great. If you need a lightning outfit and you don't have a lightning outfit and you don't have a good lightning weapon, this is a solid lightning weapon. It's pretty good. And then the lightning outfit itself is solid as well. It's not like the best outfit we've seen, but it's still pretty good. Definitely more offensively focused. But yeah, solid, man. Solid banner. Not terrible.